Welcome back to this Eyewitness News special. We are joined once again with Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Before we go any further, and we brought this up in the first segment with local health officials, the importance of staying away from misinformation. There's so much out there. You've been vocal about staying away from it. What are the sources for county and state information, the only reliable sources that Oneida County residents should be paying attention to?
I'm glad you brought that up, and thank you. And we understand there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's the social media and different things that pop up from time to time with there's a case here, there's a case there, or who's in what situation. We are this source. Between the state of New York, State Health, Governor, and my office, the numbers that we give are the accurate numbers. The case today of the one active confirmed case in Oneida County. We have currently 76 people in mandatory quarantine right now. Of that number, 59 tests are outstanding. And then there are another 33 that are precautionary in quarantine that are other individuals that are either family members or are asymptomatic but have met the various criteria. So those are the numbers we're dealing with. And as we get test results, we have gotten, of those, right now we have gotten 13 test results back. Obviously the one confirmed, we had 2 results back today, 1 confirmed, 1 negative. So we have 13 tests that have returned to Oneida County. We're waiting on 59 right now.
And what's the challenge of dealing with, you mentioned expecting an increase in cases naturally, not only here but everywhere across the country, and doing that with 50% of your local government having to work from home after that change?
Well, that's a bit of a challenge too. But on the first part of that, the numbers rising. If you think about, we had 13 cases that we had results from in the last 4 or 5 days as we started, and that was about a week ago when some of the first cases rolled in just on a little over a week ago. And today we're at 76 with 59 tests that we're awaiting results on. So you can see how that number's ramping up very quickly in an area like ours, and so that's why we expect that number to grow really in the next several days. The other point to make is that, you know, in government, I mean, the 50% number is kind of hard for us to achieve because all hands are on deck at this point. And while we want, and like every other employer, we want to keep our employees safe and working in that regard, we're on the front lines of dealing with this issue and still have to provide other essential services and watch for other health risks that may come up as a result of this. We don't stop that. So the challenge is there, but we're meeting it. I'm proud of our workforce. I'm proud of what our departments are doing and working hand in hand with our partners in the community.
And so what's your message to Oneida County residents as those tests might increase and might increase exponentially in terms of staying away, social distancing, 10 people or less, et cetera?
Right. Keep doing what we've said. Keep those precautions in hand. Keep taking care of the sanitary issues within yourself and your family, your workplace. Continue to do that each and every day. More numbers are going. We have been prepared for this, and I think when I was here last week, we talked about because we didn't have an active case. We have been moving towards dealing with this as we have had one, and so we've been in preparation, closing schools, closing senior centers, dealing with some of the other issues that we've had to deal with along with the state to restrict access. Just follow the guidelines of health professionals and what we've been telling you about this. Stay home if you're sick. Obviously, we have the hotlines and we have the helplines that we established today to give people the assistance they need. We're going to continue to do that and keep stepping up our efforts each and every day.
And finally, before we leave you, County Executive, healthcare priority. There are 2 mobile testing sites currently. Are there any plans about potentially increasing that amount?
There are. We have, in working in great conjunction with Mohawk Valley Health Systems and Rural Memorial Hospital, we are also looking at whether we need to expand those if the appointments for tests is risen in that regard, and if the number starts climbing, that those centers, because of how many can go through in an hour's time, the hours have been extended, as I understand, a little bit to address that. If we need more or need to expand those, we will, and we'll work with those providers to do that.
Well, County Executive, thank you once again for joining us here and talking to the people of Oneida County. We'll have more covering education when we return from the break.